All right, so these 3 arrows I'm going to combat load for you. Go as fast as I can with Slavic draw technique and show you how difficult these arrows are compared to the other ones I have. Okay, so that went smoothly. It wasn't supposed to. However, those nocks are very, very tight on the string. This is a 16 string, I do believe. This is alley bow, 50-pound common Turkish horse bow. I have the 45 also over there with the oxhorn tips nocks, or rather string guides. So, or saddles, string saddles, some people say. They hold on to the string better. This one does not hold on to anything as far as the string guides go or saddles. So it works nonetheless very good, both with thumb draw and with Slavic draw. And I have the tape set up. You already know, if you've seen any other videos, you already know about this. So I'm going to take these 3 arrows out of the target real quick. And I'm going to show you 3 more arrows. These are speed nocks from Vermeil, K-nocks. And I'll do the proper loading so that way. Cool. All right, so you look at that. I had to manipulate some of the fletchings because it kind of twisted on me. These are different arrows. These are centimeter Dragon 10s. I've been using these forever. They still got paint on them from the 3D target. That probably won't come off too easily. I'll have to get some, I got some goof off over there. I'll use that here in a little bit, but I don't know if that'll compromise the construction or structure of the carbon arrows. So I don't know yet. Anyway, these nocks are a little wider. They're good for thumb draw as well because they're concaved in, both top and bottom. And so you can use thumb draw on these and get a good draw on these. I get a 30-inch draw max on this bow. These are 34+ inch arrows with the 200 grain field points. You have to modify or sand down or use a file and go around and twist the nock in order for that to go in there smoothly. And then I glue them on. I tack them on there with some glue nonetheless. With these types of arrows, you cannot do that. These are very thin. These are the Gold Tip Twister 300. I took the twister off because it was coming off anyway, the fletching, and I put regular feathers on here. I'm getting a little ratted with this because I use this quite a bit too on the outside for long range shooting. I use a different bow. This is a 300 spine arrow, so it's a lot tougher as far as that goes. And then I have these 3 arrows here I'm going to demonstrate for you. Also, Vermeil fast nocks. These are X nocks. These are something a little different. They will not work with thumb draw, and I'll show you why here in a sec. Not difficult to manipulate, but nonetheless, you got to watch what you do. When you set this up, you see how I do this. I got 1 knocked. I got 2 ready to go. And that one I lost. Boom. Okay, but anyway, nonetheless, everything's zeroed into the target right in the center. Nice little group there. Put your index finger and your thumb around something like that and touch without touching the arrows. That's good. So these 3 arrows are in there. These are arrows I made. I fletched them myself with a fletching jig over here. I put the nocks in them. Of course, I had to manipulate the nocks and shave them down a little bit on the circumference. And I put the inserts in, and I have field points in there. This is a steel one, this is a brass one, and this is a different kind of field point. But it all works out the same grainage. And at close range, it really, you just got to make sure it's close to the same. I haven't done any. I did some serving string on these 2 front ones, but not on this one yet. Don't really need to. It's not that big of a deal at close range. I Katra, and that's one thing about these nocks right here because of the size of the nocks. Don't compare the 2 Vermeils to each other. If you look at how much, turn it that way, how much thickness you have. Thickness here, zero. Really, it's concave. All right, so, and these are supposed to be on a lighter bow. You can pinch nock and pull back just by holding the nock on a lighter bow, maybe up to a 30. I don't know, 25, 20 for sure, definitely. I mean, this is but anything over 30 probably can't. This is a 35, and I'll do this on the 35 real quick. See if I can do a full draw on this, just pinching the nock only. No, but close. So it's 35. You can do that, but you won't get a full draw. Probably not even 20 inches, or if that, 22. However, with these types of nocks, they're very, very good for swinging up, boom, nocking, or coming down and nocking. And on the 45-pound bow, I have this set up for up nock and then thumb draw. Up nock and then thumb draw. This is I'd say it's 14 strand, not stick. I just put some wax on all these strings. This will be a 16 strand for sure. And probably could do 1 or 2 shots bare thumbed. But for this exercise, I'm going to show you. It's very difficult to thumb draw because it pushes it off. Because you have that ridge right there that comes down. And so if you're doing it with a thumb ring, it's going to push off and you're going to dry fire. And I've already done that, so I'm not going to do that again. So on these alone, you cannot thumb draw. Okay? There's bare thumb, yes, all day long. Don't even worry about it. But thumb draw with a thumb ring, no, definitely not. Especially if you have one of those bones. I haven't done the bone thumb ring yet with the big round donut looking thing. I don't think that would work that great. I'd have to put it all the way down here. And you feel that. If you don't cotter outright, you will hit your thumb on that ridge. So that was painful. Nonetheless, you got to do this right. So if I do it again, much better. I get my bow and hand out of the way of everything in the back. So that's the whole point. So when you cotter out, by the time your fletching gets to here, when you pull back and your fletching and your string and everything comes forward, you should be you should be going out, and your whole arrow should be going into the target while your bow is peeling away. So we'll go this way. Yeah. Do it again. Thumb draw, cotter, center. So I'm picking on that donut so good that I can just pull my arrows out without too much resistance at all. Combat archery load is something you have to work on. It's something you get fast at. And something that you will get very good at. So you just have to want to. A lot of people don't get the fact that I shoot indoors. If you want to go outside and shoot today, you can. I can tell you the wind's blowing pretty decent and we got rain in the area. So not a big fan of going out in the weather, and especially it's not that warm. So it would be more harmful to me if I do that. So I'll just stick to the indoors and do this the way I want to do it, which is cool. But I have all the safety set up. If you've seen the safety video, you know the safeties are set up, and I'm getting ready to build that shroud. So once I get that done, then I'm just going to sell the plans on my Etsy, and you guys can sit there and do a digital download for a couple dollars and build your own. Yeah, that seems like the plan to me, but you know. Combat archery load. It's really, really simple. You just have to want to. And you can do it with one arrow nocked. or not. But you do have to manipulate your arrows to where they will all line up as you knock them. So when you go through that process, okay, I'm not using that arrow. You go through that process of knocking your arrows, and you have one of them. If one of them is already on there, you can go ahead and do this. Okay, it's a little bit more clumsier, and I'm doing it down here, not up here. So there's a huge, takeaway from how you hold your bow, where you're shooting it from, and how effective you are with that. So I was down here shooting that. I should be up here shooting that. That's where you get more accuracy when you're on your eye level, not down here on your hip level. You're shooting from the hip, if you will. And, that can work too. But you want to be right here. And you'll hear the arrows slap together because the way that the target, they don't even go in straight to the greater degree at which they should. So on that, combat archery load, very simple. Boom. Knocked. This one's ready to go if you need it. This one's up and getting ready to go. You just simply contra out, reload, contra out, flip up, reload, manipulate, and everything's in the center. Easy peasy. Same thing with the wooden arrows, which I'm not going to shoot this one today. I have the fire basket pinned to this one or glued to it. I haven't pinned it. But you basically have the same idea. They're much wider nocks, the fletchings. You can get good orientation based upon visual because the red one goes to the outside. And this will be used for launch later. And we'll get a different bow for that. But I have to put, this is a flimsier wooden type. It's very heavy. So the fact that this may snap, break, and splinter as it goes out is a very real possibility. So you guys will have to wait for me to get I have my arm guards and everything right there. I might put a one of the big steel hand armored gauntlets on there just for GP. We'll see. And put one on this side going facing this way. But I shoot like this anyway when I do that. So it'll be far from it, but I put some face protection on, some chest armor, so that way I'm covered. And of course this arm as well. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's exactly, it's going to be a fun one. All right. If you have any questions down in the comments, because that one peeled away because it got too close to another arrow. So I'm going to glue that back down here and set, and then let that set for a day. And it should be fine. So subscribe, stay tuned, ask questions if you need to. Links will be in the description below for all this stuff, to include the thumb ring. Combat archery load can be really easy. All you got to do is practice. We'll see you soon.